All right, guys, so I wanted to take a look at the Module 2 application assignment. Now, the first time you click on it, you might miss the fact that there is both this application assignment document, Word document, but there's also a big data file. Now, this is set up kind of like a role playing. You are managing an IT help desk, and so you have this IT ticket numbers, so people have been submitting their requests, and then what you have is you actually have the support analyst who dealt with the request. So you have Anita, Cheryl, and Marcus as your employees. You have the category of the request. Was it a hardware request? Was something broken? Did they need help setting up a printer? Was their password? And so the different categories of that type of IT support that they provided. And then you also have the time it took. So since you get the ticket, when they start working on a ticket, they can resolve the ticket and you can see how long things took. So you see most things, you got a great team. It looks like everything took less than an hour. It's just a matter of getting them to it. Some things only took like 4 or 5 minutes. So what we want to do, since we're new as the manager of the help desk, what we want to do is we want to do some analysis. We want to look at the data and see what we can find out. So we're going to start by creating a frequency histogram. And it says of the resolution time in minutes. So we have this data and it wants a frequency histogram of this. Okay, so I'm going to click and I'm going to highlight this column, and then I'm going to go up into charts. Now in Excel we have all these charts. Okay, there's even more that we can't see. So when we try to find the right one, it can be a bit overwhelming. So I'm going to click right here. This one is the one that looks like a histogram to me, and I'm going to pick just like that my histogram button. Now I have a histogram. So we can see the graph, we can see that it's skewed, it's being pulled this direction, but I want you to notice there's no title. So if we could toss down a title, just to make sure we remember what this is. And so I'm going to type in my title just by clicking on it. Let's call it free resolution time in minutes. Resolution time frequency. All right. And then if I want to put that in Word, I can do a couple things. If I try to drag it across because they're two different documents, it won't work. But if I right click on it and copy, I can go over here and I can paste it right in there. So I just like that, I've created a frequency histogram. I can then answer a couple questions and hopefully be able to tell some data based on this. Okay, so looking at my charts. Now some of the things as we do this, you can play with this and make it a little bit easier to read. Let's say you don't like the split up. You want to change your bins, then there's different adjustments you can make if you look at the top, okay? So let's try another thing. Let's do a Pareto chart. Now it says pie chart and Pareto chart. I'm just going to do Pareto chart because I think that's the one that scares people out of these two. They go, oh, I don't even know what a Pareto chart is. If you Google Pareto chart, okay, it'll show you. Google Pareto chart, and what will come up, if you Google Pareto chart in Excel, Excel actually has a button that's labeled Pareto, okay? So Pareto is a type of chart that shows you more or less that frequency distribution, okay? So you can see that. It's showing you that, but we're not going to have the frequency distribution because we're looking at data that's a little bit different. So let's try to make a Pareto. Let's see if we can find that. And it says Pareto chart. We're going to go to Insert, and it's right there. Okay. So that's the type of chart we're going to have.